Hello from Mindset Daily, wishing you a day full of health, peace, and happiness. Thank you for watching the Mindset Daily channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Thank you so much.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to control their lives while others are constantly chasing time? What secret allows successful people to move with purpose instead of pressure? And could the difference be hidden in the very first hours of the morning? You see, truly successful people have discovered something powerful. When you own your morning, you own your day. And when you own your day, you own your life. It sounds simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. If it were easy, everyone would already be doing it. For decades, I've studied successful people, their habits, their discipline, their philosophies. And almost without exception, they rise early. They recognize the value of those first few hours. They guard them. They maximize them. They don't waste time scrolling social media or hitting the snooze button again and again. Now, I'm not saying you must wake up at 4 a.m. That's not the point. The point is intentionality. It's about being deliberate in how you start your day rather than living in reaction. The exact time matters less than the habit of rising early enough to give yourself a head start. When you wake up early, you make a declaration, I'm in charge here. Not circumstances, not other people's demands, you. You set the tone for your day instead of letting the tone be set for you. Yet most people live in reaction mode. The alarm goes off, they hit snooze 3 times, then rush around stressed and already behind. Does that sound familiar? But there's a better way. A way where you begin your day in creation mode instead of reaction mode. A way where you choose what matters most and set the course for everything that follows. When you rise early, you're making an investment in yourself before investing in anything or anyone else. And to truly master this, there are 7 key disciplines that can transform not only your mornings, but your entire life. The first is simple but powerful. Prepare the night before. Successful early risers don't begin their discipline at sunrise. It starts the evening before. They lay out their clothes, prepare breakfast and lunch, review their schedule, and set their priorities. And they get to bed at a reasonable hour. Every yes to staying up late is really a no to waking up refreshed and focused. By preparing the night before, you remove friction from your morning routine. You make success easier. You give your future self a gift the moment your feet hit the floor. Isn't that a better way to live? Planning ahead, so tomorrow thanks you for today's choices. The second discipline is having a compelling reason. Without a strong why, the how quickly falls apart. If waking up early feels like just another obligation, you won't stick with it. You need a purpose that excites you. Something that makes hitting snooze feel like a loss rather than a win. Maybe it's quiet time to write before the house wakes up. Maybe it's space to exercise and care for your body. Or maybe it's focused time to strategize for your business. Whatever it is, it must matter deeply, because no one consistently rises early without a reason that pulls them out of bed. The third discipline is to start with stillness. The world is noisy, and everyone wants a piece of your time, your attention, your energy. That's why beginning your day with intentional stillness is so powerful. It might be meditation, prayer, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with a cup of coffee and your thoughts. This stillness grounds you, reminds you of what matters most, and prepares you before the chaos of the day begins. Too many people reach for their phone the moment they wake, flooding their mind with news, social media, and other people's priorities. Don't do that. Guard those first minutes as the precious resource they truly are. The fourth discipline is to move your body. Your physical state directly influences your mental state. When you move first thing in the morning, whether it's a workout, a brisk walk, yoga, or even simple stretching, you're sending your brain a message. We're awake, engaged, and ready. Morning exercise also gives you an immediate win. Before most people have even left their bed, you've already accomplished something meaningful. That creates momentum, and life is all about momentum. Success breeds success. Discipline breeds more discipline. The fifth discipline is to feed your mind before you feed your body. What you consume mentally is just as important as what you consume physically. Take time in those early hours to read something uplifting, educational, or inspiring. Listen to content that challenges your thinking or broadens your perspective. The quality of what you allow into your mind will shape the quality of your life. The quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your mind, and your mind is shaped by the ideas you expose it to. Most people are passive consumers of information, letting trends and random feeds dictate what enters their thoughts. Don't fall into that trap. Be intentional. The sixth discipline is to plan your day before the demands and distractions come rushing in. Take a few minutes to map things out. Identify your most important tasks, set clear priorities, and decide in advance how you'll use your time instead of reacting to whatever appears. Remember this: if you don't control your time, someone else will. Without a plan for your day, you'll end up serving someone else's plan. Those early hours are perfect for clarifying what matters most and dedicating your best energy to it. The seventh discipline is to do the hardest thing first. Each day, you have a limited amount of willpower and focus. For most people, these resources are strongest in the morning and fade as the day goes on. That's why successful people tackle their most challenging tasks right away. It might be making tough calls, pushing forward on a demanding project, or having a difficult conversation. Whatever it is, do it first. As Brian Tracy says, eat the frog. If you eat a live frog first thing in the morning, nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Now, I can almost hear some of you saying, "This all sounds great, but I'm just not a morning person. I've tried it before, and it didn't last." Let me tell you something. Being an early riser isn't about personality. It's about strategy and consistency. It's not about forcing yourself to become someone you're not, but about intentionally designing your life instead of living it by accident. Start small. If you normally wake up at 7:30, don't suddenly push for 5 o'clock. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, set your alarm for 7:15 for a week, then 7 o'clock the next, then 6:45 after that. Small, steady steps lead to lasting change. And don't just focus on the outcome. Pay attention to the experience. Make your mornings something you actually look forward to. If you love coffee, invest in quality beans and savor every sip. If you value quiet, create a peaceful space to begin your day. If music inspires you, build a playlist that energizes you. The goal isn't simply to wake up early. It's to design a morning routine that sets you up to win, one that puts you in the best position to create the life you want rather than reacting to whatever comes your way. Let me share a story about my friend John. Every morning he was rushing, stressed, and already behind before the day had even begun. He'd hit snooze 3, 4, sometimes 5 times. He rushed through his shower, skipped breakfast, sped to work, and barely arrived on time, already exhausted and frazzled. One day, John realized this couldn't continue. So he made a small commitment. Wake up just 30 minutes earlier. That's it, just 30 minutes. He figured he could handle that. The first few days were tough. At first, John's body resisted. His bed felt more comfortable than ever, but he persisted. And something surprising happened. With just 30 extra minutes, he could shower without rushing, enjoy a proper breakfast, and even spend a few quiet minutes reading something inspiring. After a few weeks, he pushed it further, another 30 minutes earlier. Now he had a full hour. He added exercise, just 20 minutes of movement, and noticed he had more energy, not less, despite rising earlier. Within months, John had transformed his mornings. He was waking up at 5:30 instead of 7 o'clock. He had time for exercise, reading, planning his day, and a real breakfast. And the ripple effect was remarkable. He was no longer rushing, no longer stressed. With daily planning, he became more productive. By caring for his body through exercise and nutrition, his energy soared. Feeding his mind with positive input lifted his attitude. Within a year, John earned a promotion, improved his relationships, strengthened his health, and felt a deeper sense of well-being. And it all started with one small choice: waking up just 30 minutes earlier. Now, I'm not promising you a promotion or an overnight life transformation simply by waking earlier. But I am saying this: how you start your day has a powerful influence on how the rest of your day unfolds. And how your days unfold, multiplied over time, becomes your life. There's another hidden benefit to rising early. It builds self-trust. Every time you set the alarm and actually get up, you make a promise to yourself and keep it. You prove that you are a person of your word. That simple act builds confidence and self-respect, and it carries over into every area of your life. Too often, people make promises to themselves. Start the diet Monday, save money next month, call their parents more often, but they don't follow through. Each broken promise chips away at their confidence. Each time someone breaks a promise to themselves, they erode their self-trust just a little more. Waking up early offers a daily chance to rebuild that trust. It's a simple but powerful way to prove to yourself that your words matter, that your commitments are real, and that you can rely on you. That kind of consistency is transformative. Another benefit of rising early is what Darren Hardy calls the compound effect. The idea is simple but profound. Small, consistent actions, repeated over time, produce massive results. Imagine using your early mornings to read for just 30 minutes a day. It doesn't sound like much, right? But over a year, that's 182.5 hours of reading. With the average pace at about 50 pages an hour, that equals 9,125 pages, or roughly 36 books in a year. 36 books that most people who don't have time will never touch. Think about the knowledge gap that creates. Think about how much more informed, insightful, and prepared you'll be compared to those who barely read at all. Now consider the compound effect of exercise. Just 20 minutes of movement each morning adds up to over 120 hours of exercise in a year, time the average person never invests. That will show up in your energy, your fitness, your health, and your confidence. This is the true power of the compound effect combined with rising early. Small, consistent investments of time at the start of each day, multiplied over months and years, create extraordinary results. Now, let's be clear about something. The goal isn't to cram every moment of your early morning with activity. It's not about building a jam-packed productivity machine where you rush from one task to the next. The real beauty of early mornings is their spaciousness. They give you room to breathe, to think, to simply be. Don't clutter them with endless obligations. Keep them simple. Keep them meaningful. Keep them restorative, not draining. Some mornings, the most productive thing you can do is sit quietly and reflect. Other mornings, it may be moving your body. And sometimes, the best choice is learning to listen to yourself and giving your mind or spirit exactly what it needs. Let me share a story about Sarah, a young mother of two. She was constantly exhausted and overwhelmed, feeling like she never had a moment for herself. Her entire day was consumed by the needs of her children, her husband, her boss, and her clients. Then Sarah heard me speak about the power of rising early, and she decided to try it. She began waking at 5:30, an hour before her kids usually stirred. That single hour became hers. Some days she read, some days she exercised, and some days she simply enjoyed a hot cup of coffee in peace. That 1 hour transformed her life as both a mother and a professional. Instead of beginning the day drained and behind, she started from a place of fullness. She gave to herself first, so she had more to give to others. She centered herself first, so she was less reactive to the chaos of family life. Sarah told me, "That morning hour feels like a gift I give myself each day." She became more patient, more present, more joyful, and surprisingly, even more productive at work, though technically working fewer hours. That's the paradox of rising early. By giving up a little sleep, you gain more time. By trading comfort, you gain energy. By putting yourself first for just a short while each morning, you become far more capable of serving others the rest of the day. Let's be honest, waking up early isn't always easy. There will be mornings when your bed feels like a powerful magnet pulling you back in. There will be mornings when your mind whispers convincing reasons to hit snooze. And there will be mornings when you wonder if rising early is even worth it. But those are the mornings that matter most. Those are the mornings when your character is shaped, when you prove to yourself what you're really made of. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Anyone can get up early when they feel motivated. The real test is waking early when motivation has vanished. In those moments, you must lean on your systems and habits, not on fleeting feelings. This is why preparing the night before is vital, and why having a compelling reason is non-negotiable. They will carry you when willpower alone isn't enough. That brings us to an often overlooked part of early rising, the evening routine. How you end your day greatly shapes how you begin the next. If you stay up late watching shows, scrolling endlessly, or working until the last minute, you're setting yourself up for poor sleep and a tough morning. Successful early risers know this. They wind down intentionally, reading something light, taking a warm shower, stretching, or practicing relaxation. They avoid screens, caffeine, alcohol, and heavy meals close to bedtime. They understand that quality sleep and early rising go hand in hand. You can't rise early and perform at your best if you're exhausted from poor rest. So if you're serious about becoming an early riser, you must be just as serious about going to bed early. Be as intentional with your evening routine as you are with your morning one. Now, let's address a common objection I hear all the time. But Jim, I'm naturally. Some people say, but Jim, I'm a night owl. My brain works better at night. I'm more creative and productive then. Here's my response. Our bodies and brains are adaptable. They adjust to the routines and environments we create. If you've spent years living as a night owl, then of course your mind and body have adapted to that pattern. But that doesn't mean you can't create a new one. Research shows that only a small percentage of people are truly hardwired to be night owls. For most, it's more about habit and lifestyle than biology, and habits can be changed. Lifestyles can be redesigned. Try rising early for 30 days. Give your body and mind the chance to adapt. You may be surprised to find that you're more creative, more productive, and more energized in the morning than you ever thought possible. Another objection I hear often is, what about weekends? Surely we can sleep in then, right? My answer might surprise you. I actually recommend some flexibility. The key is consistency during the work week, when structure benefits you most. On weekends, waking up an hour later is fine. What I don't recommend is sleeping in for hours, because that disrupts your rhythm and makes Monday mornings harder. A little flexibility is healthy, as long as it's intentional. Ask yourself, are you sleeping in because your body genuinely needs the rest, or because of habit and laziness? The difference matters. There's one more benefit of rising early we haven't explored yet, the opportunity for mastery and personal growth. Those early hours are the perfect time to develop skills, pursue passions, and engage in deliberate practice. Maybe you've always wanted to write a book, but never found the time. The early morning can be your answer. Even 30 minutes of focused writing each day adds up to something extraordinary. Even 30 minutes of focused writing each day adds up to 182.5 hours in a year. That's enough time to finish a book. Or maybe your dream is to learn a new language, master an instrument, develop a professional skill, or start a side business. The early morning hours give you that rare, uninterrupted focus to make real progress. Most people say they don't have time for their passions or dreams. But the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how we allocate them and how intentionally we use them. Rising early literally creates time others don't have. It gives you an edge, a hidden advantage, a space for mastery and growth that those who sleep until the last minute will never experience. And here's something deeper. The mindset of an early riser is the mindset of a winner. It's the mindset of someone who knows extraordinary results demand extraordinary discipline. It's the mindset of a person willing to do what others won't, in order to enjoy what others never will. Once you prove to yourself that you can master the discipline of rising early, what else might you master? Once you experience the benefits of this one positive habit, what other habits might you develop? This is how extraordinary lives are built. Not through grand, dramatic gestures or once-in-a-lifetime decisions, but through small, consistent disciplines practiced daily over time. The early morning hours become a laboratory for your future, a training ground for your character. They are a daily chance to strengthen willpower, clarify priorities, and invest in growth. So how do you begin? Start with a simple, practical plan. First, decide on your wake-up time. Be realistic but ambitious. If you currently wake up at 7:30, aiming straight for 5 a.m. is likely setting yourself up for failure. Instead, try 7 o'clock for a week, then 6:30 the next, and continue step by step. Second, calculate your bedtime based on that wake-up time. Most adults need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, so if you plan to rise at 6:00, if your goal is to wake up at 6 a.m., you should be asleep by 10 or 11 p.m. at the latest. Third, design an evening routine that prepares you for restful sleep and a successful morning. That might include laying out your clothes, preparing breakfast, reviewing your schedule, taking a warm shower, reading something light, or practicing gentle stretching and relaxation. Fourth, design your morning routine. Decide what you'll do in those early hours to set yourself up for success. Remember the 7 disciplines we discussed. Prepare the night before. Have a compelling reason. Start with stillness. Move your body. Feed your mind. Plan your day. And do the hardest thing first. Fifth, implement your plan and track your progress. Use a simple habit tracker or journal to record when you go to bed, when you wake up, and how you feel. Look for patterns. Notice what works and what doesn't, then adjust as needed. Sixth, find accountability. Share your early rising goal with someone who will encourage you and hold you accountable. It could be a spouse, a friend, a colleague, or even a coach. Better yet, find someone who will join you in the challenge. 7th, celebrate your wins. When you rise early and complete your routine, acknowledge it. Be proud of it. Allow yourself to feel the progress. This positive reinforcement will help the habit stick. Remember, the goal is not perfection. There will be days you oversleep, or days when your routine is disrupted. That's okay. What matters is your response. Don't let one bad day turn into two. Don't let a single slip pull you back into old habits. Each morning is a fresh opportunity to recommit. Each day is another chance to strengthen the discipline of rising early. Every moment is a choice between the comfort of staying the same and the challenge of becoming better. I'll leave you with this. Your life is the sum total of your choices, not just the big, dramatic ones, but the small, daily decisions. The choice to hit snooze or to rise with purpose. The choice to live reactively or to live intentionally. Begin your day reactively or begin it proactively. The choice is yours. You can invest in yourself first, or you can immediately give your time and energy away to others. These decisions may seem small in the moment, but multiplied over time, they create your life. They determine your outcomes, shape your character, and influence your impact. So make the choice today to rise early. Claim those golden hours for yourself. Start your day with intention rather than reaction. Set yourself up to win before the rest of the world is even awake. It won't always be easy. Few worthwhile things are, but it will always be worth it. The discipline of early rising, practiced consistently, will transform not just your mornings, but your entire life. Set your alarm, prepare your evening routine, and design your morning ritual. And when that alarm goes off tomorrow, remember, this isn't just about waking up earlier. It's about waking up to the life you're capable of creating. It's about rising to your potential. It's about becoming the person you are meant to be. The morning is waiting for you. The only question is, will you show up for it? Wishing you health, happiness, and success. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Mindset Daily.